In this video, I want to show you how you can take information from your attributes table and insert it into a layout as a table. So we're going to use our clear cuts shapefile here. If we open this up, we can look at our attributes table and we can see that we have some information in here that might be useful to have onto a layout. So let's close this. We can go up to our insert tab at the top. We're in our layouts tab right now. We can so insert, and we can go over here and we can say that we want to insert a table. And then we go over to this side and we can draw where that table is. Now you can see that mine, in this case, I had already done some setup to mine. So it inserted kind of this table that comes in as my clear cuts. So we go up to our insert tab up here and we can go over to insert table frame. If you do the drop down here, you can actually pick one that you might want to start with. Let's just start with this one here. And then we can go over and we can draw ourselves a square. And you see now we get this table frame for our elements, and it currently doesn't know where we're pulling information from. So we're going to go over here and we're going to pick our map frame, and we want to pick from our original map frame. So this is the one that has all of our data on it. It's not our locator map. So we're going to say map frame, and then we want to pick the table. We're going to pick clear cuts. And if we zoom in a little bit here, you can see that it brought in a bunch of information here. Maybe we don't want all of it. It also brings it in as this see-through table. So let's go through and let's fix some things really quick so that we can see what we have. We can go up here and we'll go to this paintbrush, and this will let us fix a few things right off the bat. So we want to change our background. We're going to change our background to white. All right, so now we can see things, but we might actually want to put cell borders in, right? So that makes things a little bit easier to read. So we can go here and we can say our cell borders, we want them to be black, and then we want to give them a width. All right, so we say a 1 point width, and now we can see here that we've got a 1 point width. If we click off of this, I might put a little bit broader background border to this. So let's click back into here and go back to our options here, and then we can see we have our background now. We want to do the drop down and border. Let's make our border 2 point. I think that looks a little bit better. All right, so we've got our table in here. Now the thing is, we might not want all of these fields in here. So let's go over to this side over here under our contents, and we can see since we added in a table frame, it now has all of this information here. So let's go in and we can turn off our habitat type, and we can turn off our field number. And this just gives us our ID number, our acres, and our perimeter. In this case, you'd want to, in some way in your map, label your clear cuts. So you can do that just by going down here, right clicking on clear cuts and going to label, and that will label your clear cuts. And it looks like it might have already done it with the correct things, but if we go up to labeling, we can see, all right, how are these being labeled? And they are actually being labeled by that ID field, which is the correct one we want to use. And then that way we can see that this clear cut here is labeled 1. We can look up, it has 89 acres and it has a perimeter of 3,618 yards. So that's just a simple way of adding in your table. Now keep in mind also when you're adding in tables and things like that, you want to pay attention to where you have them located so that they're not covering up other information, and so that they're in a place that is, it makes sense on the map. So maybe up in this corner, though I honestly think that over here on this side, maybe lined up with your legend makes a little bit more sense. Maybe up and down, or you can have some other information in here. So that's all I have for this video. I hope that was helpful. I will talk to you later.